All right, such a great day. RFK Jr. has now secured another state, this time the state of Michigan. Very important state, very big state. This is a big, big deal. And we see over and over and over again RFK Jr. saying he's going to get on the ballot in all 50 states and Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia. And it's happening. And it's happening, and it has continued to happen in so many different states. So we're watching that. It's a great day. This is a great thing for our country. This is an absolute great thing for everything. So I'm just going to go directly to Kennedy here talking about this. We're jumping right into the website. As you can see here, RFK Jr., the website. This is, I believe it's Kennedy24.com. So check this out. This is good stuff here. You go to the main website. If you have not signed up, please consider doing that to stay in touch, stay in the loop. You can donate. There's videos. There's about, if you want to learn more about them, what events are coming up. The shop is always cool. The news is where we're going to find a lot of good stuff. But if you look up here at the top, it says Get Bobby and Nicole on the ballot. You just click on that. This is going to take you to this map here. This map is going to give you everything you need to do. Let it load and you will see all the dark purples. These are all the states. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now 9. Of course, 9 would be Michigan. This is one we're going to talk about here today. In the great state of Michigan. It's official. It's official. It is official. 12,000 signatures were required. This is another state that is not a part of the We the People party that Kennedy started. So this is good. I mean, I like the fact that Kennedy's doing whatever he can to get on these states. And some of these key states, the We the People party is going to be a big key for Kennedy to get on the ballot in those states, but not in Michigan. Not in Michigan. I'm going to click to see all of the events in Michigan here, but they needed 12,000 signatures required from eligible registered voters, not illegals, but registered voters, and they got it. This has the start date of 1/20/2024 and the end date, boom. So still plenty of time to get more numbers, more people to sign up, but I think the goal now will be to get obviously Kennedy's name will be on the ballot in Michigan now, and we got 9 states. And you can look at all the ones that are still in progress here. Yes, there's still some that are not open yet, but that's okay. And we should start to look at the Electoral College votes and how many points each state gets, because that's going to be vital. That's going to be crucial. But another victory for Team Kennedy, the volunteers, everyone a part of the campaign, and all those sending their prayers to RFK Jr. for doing what he's doing. There's still ways to volunteer that you can just click on there. You can go to michigan@teamkennedy.com, send an email there. But let's go and look at events in Michigan to see if there are any that are in the works that are coming up. So don't see anything here yet, but hopefully there will be some events here in Michigan. But as we go nationwide, we can see what events are coming up and when. There's one in CA, Detroit. You're going to see them all over the place. Arizona, in New York. Going to see a few of those. Boston, Nashville, Colorado, on and on and on. So these are good things. There's also community events. But this is great news. This is big, big news. And just go to the news section. Let's look at, I believe it's a campaign coverage or press. Let's go look at the press here, press releases. And we are going to read today, Kennedy gains ballot access in battleground state of Michigan. This was just reported today. This is awesome. This is great. Some awesome news. I'm going to read a little bit of this here. All right. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. today announced the campaign has gained ballot access in Michigan. Kennedy was nominated for president, and Nicole Shanahan was nominated for vice president by the Natural Law Party in Michigan. I haven't heard of that. So here's another party, the Natural Law Party in Michigan. Interesting. It's kind of maybe similar to what Texas is doing, how Texas has their own party that's backing Kennedy. This state of Michigan, seems to have their own party that is going to back Kennedy. This will be a very interesting thing. The strategy, and again, some things that we just have not seen. I don't think we've seen anything like this about what we are going to see on election night in 2024, November 5th, I believe. I'll keep reading on. The party has filed all necessary documents with the state, putting the Kennedy Shanahan ticket on the ballot in Michigan this fall. Here's a quote. He's the most qualified candidate in the modern day history of America, said Natural Law Party Chairman Doug Dern. We welcome Mr. Kennedy and Ms. Shanahan to the party. Michigan is proving to be one of the closest swing states of the 2024 presidential election. A Time Siena poll of 6 key battlegrounds placed Kennedy at 26% in Michigan, with single digits of the lead, within single digits of the lead. Michigan is where the DNC put up its first attack ads against Kennedy in February with a series of defamatory billboards. And there's a link there. We can go and look at some of that. I'll keep reading on. Kennedy is good for Michigan, said Western Michigan Regional Coordinator Bill Costantino. As an environmentalist champion for more than 40 years, Kennedy will work to restore our Great Lakes region, which holds 20% of the world's fresh water. Okay. He will ensure a thriving fishing economy and ecosystem for commercial fishermen and individual anglers. Kennedy will celebrate his ballot access win on Sunday, April 22nd, when he is hosting a Night of Laughter comedy show at the Royal Oak Theater near Detroit, Michigan. Maybe we can get Eric Spitfire Wilkinson to go out there. Kind of late notice, but we'll see. Maybe Eric will be willing to do that. Kennedy is already on the ballot in Utah and has collected all the necessary signatures to be on the ballot in New Hampshire, Nevada, Hawaii, North Carolina, Idaho, Nebraska, and Iowa. The Kennedy campaign has launched a robust ballot access plan to ensure Kennedy Shanahan ticket is on the ballot in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. We have the field teams, volunteers, legal teams, paid circulators, supporters, and strategists ready to get the job done, said Stephanie Spear, campaign press secretary. We are exceeding all our benchmarks and will announce new states each week. Wow, each week. That's impressive. And it's a pretty bold statement. Last month, Kennedy welcomed attorney and tech entrepreneur Nicole Shanahan to the campaign as his vice presidential running mate at a packed rally in Oakland, California, right near my hometown, baby. Millions watched on TV and social media as Kennedy and Shanahan pledged to restore the middle class in the chronic disease epidemic, unwind the war machine, and unravel the corporate capture of our government agencies. Kennedy's surging support across the country has made the election a three-way race. A recent Quinnipiac poll shows him leading President Biden and Trump nationwide among voters under 35. An NBC poll showed 34% of people saying they could see themselves supporting RFK Jr. Another Quinnipiac poll discussed on CNN shows Kennedy in a three-way tie with President Biden and Trump among Latinos. Kennedy leads President Biden's and Trump's among independents. Independents continue to constitute the largest political bloc in the U.S. with an average of 43% of U.S. adults. In contrast, 27% of U.S. adults identify as Republicans and 27% of the U.S. adults identify as Democrats. This is awesome. This is so awesome. I could not be happier. And what Michigan, what do you say? What you say? Isn't this awesome, Eric? Eric, I was just going to say there is a event that is happening this weekend, a Night of Laughter comedy show at the Royal Oak Theater near Detroit, Michigan. I don't know how far you are from that. I don't know what your availability is, but man, I would be willing to shoot you some funds to get out there and go and see this thing. It sounds like it's going to be a great time. They don't usually telecast those things, so it will be more of a private event with some pretty interesting names, including Rob Schneider. But coming to your hometown, Eric, or to your home state, definitely things are moving. So, anyways, if you have the availability and if you are willing, if you have time to get out there on Sunday night, it looks like let's chat about that. I will send you some money to get out there and go to just document it, just another good thing that I could throw in this book that I'm quietly working on. Haven't really mentioned it at all. Only got a podcast and everything about it. But anyways, we'll talk more about that later. Yeah, this Sunday. It is this Sunday here. Let me bring it up just so you can see, because I didn't even know about this, or else I would have tried to give you a little more warning. But Kennedy will celebrate Ballot Access Win this Sunday, April 21st, when he is hosting a Night of Laughter comedy show. I've heard about some of these comedy shows, but these are the names that are going to be on this comedy show. And I'm a big Rob Schneider fan. Some of these other people I don't really know. I can't think of anyone else that I do know, but tickets, let's see. Whoa, man, it's $100 for it. Whew, that's not cheap at all, is it? Yeah, I would shoot you a bill. I would if we could figure out a way for PayPal or something. I'd pay the 100 for that for you to get out there and go see that. Then, not cheap at all, but I think that does count as a donation, so that may work in both of our favors here. So, anyways, I don't know who these other people are or anything, but and a comedy show student, I don't know what that is either, but geez, that's pretty expensive. $100, man. Oh, you've been there. You've been to the theater. That's interesting. All right. Well, keep in touch with me. I don't have your email for some reason, Eric. I thought I did, and I could not find it. And I need it because sometimes I just want to communicate with you. And I'm not on Facebook or anything, so it'd be nice to have another way than trying to message you on TikTok, which I still don't understand TikTok for some reason. But I would be willing to pay that 100 if you can get out there. Um, anyways, that would be interesting. The main thing to celebrate there. So I don't know if you have time to jump on here for a couple minutes too. I won't be on too long, but if you did, I'd love to hear more about the Royal Oak Theater. You've been there many times. I know people who know people who know people. Oh, okay, gotcha. So yeah, man, I'll pay some gas money or something. I'll do whatever I can to help you get out there. Anyways, that is a great victory. Now I can't. I mean, Michigan was definitely a big one. I was a little worried about it, but and also I don't know if you read this too, Eric, but Eric Kennedy also said here. Let me see if I could pull this up because he did say there's in the state of Michigan. There's the Natural Law Party. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, the Natural Law Party, but he brings that up, and that's the ones that really helped get him on here. You're going to see Kennedy doing this in a lot of different states too, creating new political parties or affiliating with new political parties to get his name on the ballot in these different states. It's a very smart plan. It's genius. I think it's genius. Your gym held pro fights there. Really? Oh, man. Got to jump on, man. Got to jump on and tell me about this. Yeah. Please do. If we can, like I said, I won't be on too long, but yeah, I would love to hear anything that you can tell us about how big this place is, some of the past things. Have they done other comedy shows there? It would be really, really cool to just learn a little bit more about what is going on there. So that's cool. I'm gonna play maybe one or two other clips. Hopefully, I'll give you a little time if you can jump on. Of course, my camera's flipping out here for some reason, but I'm gonna play a clip for a second. This is a short, small clip that we have here, and then I will be right back. So let me see if I can jump, play this. I'm just so excited. I really am. And I hope people do follow Kennedy and check out his YouTube channel too. Twitter he's always on Twitter, and he's probably on TikTok too. I really don't know. I'm sure he is. I'm sure everyone is. But I thought this was an interesting video. It's about 2 minutes, 22 seconds long with, it's a flashback. So this is kind of an old one. And
my guest tonight speaks out against.
Of course, the audio doesn't want to play.
Against the evil of mountaintop removal. But I like to think of it as
to see why the audio is not playing on that. Let me stop stop the screen share just for a second here. I'm trying to get back into this one. That will show the audio.
This flatland enhancement.
So weird.
Please welcome Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Good to see you again, Mr. Kennedy.
Okay,
please, no formality.
Gotcha. Okay, I had my own thing on mute. All right, so I'm going to play this about 2.5 minutes. And first, I'm going to read a little bit of what this is here. This is from RFK Jr.'s channel, his YouTube channel. It says, a clip of my 2011 appearance on the Colbert Report with Stephen Colbert, in which I spoke about mountaintop removal and the coal industry's illegal and destructive practices in Appalachia. Over a decade later, mountaintop removal caused by coal mining has flattened more than 1 million acres and 500 mountains in the region and buried thousands of miles of vital Appalachian headwater streams while poisoning many more. No surprise there, but good that this guy is on top of it.
My guest tonight speaks out against the evil of mountaintop removal, but I like to think of it as flatland enhancing. Please welcome Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Good to see you again, Mr. Kennedy. Please, no formality. Now, sir, you're a lawyer. You're an environmental activist, you're president of the Waterkeeper Alliance, and you're also featured in a new documentary film called The Last Mountain.
Mountaintop removal is a very destructive form of strip mining. And over the past 10 years, 4 coal companies have leveled an area of the Appalachians larger than the state of Delaware. If you went out here to the Hudson and filled 100 feet of stream, we would put you in jail. But in Appalachia, they've blown up 500 of the biggest mountains in West Virginia. 10 years, they filled 2,500 miles of rivers and streams. It's all illegal, but they get away with it. Their business plan of these companies like Massey Coal, which is a criminal enterprise, is to break the law and then subvert democracy to get away with it. If we had a true free market in the energy sector, coal could not survive for a minute. We can make energy a lot cheaper in this country with wind, with solar, with geothermal, with all kinds of renewables, even natural gas.
Let me guess, hemp, something like that. Who's being hurt here, really?
Well, as this movie shows, the people in Appalachia, anybody who gets in the way of coal, despite the mantra of the coal industry that we bring jobs, we bring prosperity.
That's what they do. I hear they bring jobs and prosperity.
In fact, they bring poverty and they destroy jobs. There's only 15,000 miners left, and only half of them are unionized. You have a few large coal companies who have subverted democracy at every level. They've corrupted the judges, they've corrupted the public officials. As we showed, 2/3 of the people in West Virginia oppose mountaintop mining, but there's not a single politician in the state who opposes it because they've been purchased by the coal industry. And that's not a good thing for American democracy. You know, democracy is supposed to be about people, not about how much money you have.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Good stuff there. Good stuff from the man. Maybe you're a future president of the United States, of these great United States there. That's absolutely possible. I would not be surprised. Like I've said before, if there's anybody who can beat President Donald J. Trump, it's that man right there, RFK Jr. So I'm going to welcome my good brother, Spitfire Sentinel. Thank you for joining me here. Definitely appreciate this. Hearing the great news. Michigan, once again, does something awesome. Not only do they have some great wrestlers, but they also have just made sure that RFK Jr. will be on the ballot in your great state of Michigan in 2024. How does that make you feel? It's official now. It's official.
Yeah, we had talked about this a little while back that he was certified to be able to be voted for, as if like you should have to do that to vote for somebody. But I digress. So yeah, he's at the Royal Oak Music Theater this Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a big venue. I mean, there's been some. My gym has held some pro boxing matches there, concerts there, comedy shows. It's a big venue. It's a big deal.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. I'm curious to hear that. How many people would you say they could fit? I mean, have you seen other comedy shows or anything like that? In that they've done there, because I haven't really been to a live comedy show, so I don't really know what that would look like. The guest list or the other comedians. I know Rob Schneider, and he can pack a house. So seating is limited. It's $100 each. It's still, that's not cheap, man. That's not cheap
No.
prices. So that's what I'm wondering, is it's a small place? Because at those prices, if they can pack that out, but is Detroit, this is in the city of Detroit?
Yeah, I would say rough guesstimate it would be probably 2,000 people
Okay.
or so.
All
I can
right.
look it up, but
Yeah.
it's pretty big. It's a pretty big venue.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Okay. Right there in the downtown, easy parking, lots of
Yeah,
access.
Royal Oak,
Yeah.
say,
Okay.
but the thing about Royal Oak is it's a very diverse city, and
Really?
yes, lots of 20, 30 somethings there, which could swing the vote. Oh, 1,700. So yeah, I was close.
Okay. 1,700. That's if they don't block off anything or whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah, well, that's good. Double floor, one floor, double deck, triple deck.
Yeah, they have a triple deck. I mean,
Okay.
they have the main floor. They have balconies. Yeah, it's a nice
Okay.
theater.
Yeah, I'm worried about the balconies. I hope they got some people watching for snipers and stuff like that. But I'm sure we don't want another Lincoln thing to happen here. But
Right.
I'm sure they have metal detectors or something like that at the gate, at the door, or whatever. For a pretty liberal area, you'd say.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that area is it's pretty liberal, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
That's
for
probably
him.
why Kennedy chose that area. You have Ferndale and Royal Oak.
Have you heard of any of these other comedians that are on there? Let me see if I can maybe bring that back up, because I haven't heard of any of these other ones. But A Night of Laughter, the comedy show. This is Sunday, April 21st. Let's see. Brace yourself.
Oh yeah, Trey Stewart. Yeah, he's
Okay, you know
hilarious.
Trey Stewart.
I don't know
Okay.
Mike Bender. I don't know Eric Rhodes, but or Heather J.
Dave Landau.
Dave Landau, I've heard of him. Of course, Rob Schneider, I've heard of him.
Yeah, Erica Rhodes. None of these. And I'm curious what they're gonna do. Is it gonna be like? I mean, I don't imagine Kennedy's gonna get up there and like tell some jokes or something. So
Are they gonna roast?
Yeah, they're gonna roast. That could be fun. That could be fun. And he seems very good humored. He probably wouldn't have a problem with that. But I'm very curious because this is not the first comedy show. He did one of these in California. And of course, we can't. They don't play it live, or there's no stream or anything like that to go back and see it. So I'm curious to see, because Kennedy is just doing some out of the box things, and some interesting thinking. And this natural law political party. Have you ever heard of them before? I that was new to me.
Is that like some sovereign citizen stuff, or I hope not?
God,
That's different.
look at that. Oh, how dare
It's
you?
natural law. It kind of sounds similar though.
It does. I
I
hope
think I've
not,
heard that
man.
before.
I sure hope not. Maybe I got their yeah, Natural Law Party.
Yeah, I think
Oh
it's kind of the
man.
same thing.
Oh, this better not be those what do they call them? What do they call those guys? Sovereign citizens, right? Is
A
that what you're
system
saying?
of law based on close observation of natural order, human nature, from which values thought by the proponents of this concept to be intrinsic to human nature can be deduced and applied independently of positive law, the expressed and acted laws of state and society, according to the theory of law called just naturalism. All people have inherent rights. Oh yeah, conferred
Oh
not
man.
by act of legislation, but by God, nature, and reason. Natural law theory also can refer to theories of ethics, theories of politics, theories of civil law, theories of religious morality. Talk about Socrates and Greek and Aristotle now. And I'm just going to Wikipedia.
Okay. I'm wondering if these are people
Age
that
of Enlightenment's in there.
they don't like
I don't know.
they don't think that we need a driver's license. I hope it's not those,
Well,
people.
this is based on Greek philosophy. It looks like. I mean, they're
Okay.
naming Aristotle. They're naming Plato.
Is
They're
this on
naming
are you on
Socrates,
are you
Cicero.
on their website right now?
No,
Or
I'm just on the Wikipedia.
oh, okay, just
For natural
for
laws.
natural law, what natural law commonly means.
Republic. I like that word's in there. But yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of Thomas Aquinas. Yeah, Aquinas.
Aquinas.
Yeah. It's kind of I didn't expect to see this on the page. It's basically a bunch of like Greek law, Stoicism,
Let me look up natural law
ancient
party
Rome. Yeah, a whole lot of Greek, ancient Rome stuff.
in Michigan. Who are these people?
You'll be confused if you go to their Wikipedia page. It's very long.
Is it really? Let's see.
There's
Natural
Islamic natural law is on here for some reason. I don't know. Brehon law, English jurisprudence. It's a very long page.
Natural Law Party in Michigan. They in 2020 they nominated Rocky De La Fuente. Who's that? I don't know who that is. They nominated someone in 2016 for the Socialist Party. Jeez, I don't know. I don't know if that's.
Go to the Wikipedia page, man. You
They have a Wikipedia page.
a whole lot. Oh yeah, it's a huge Wikipedia page. Long, whole bunch of stuff.
Can you share it? Oh, here it is. Natural Law.
I can share it if you want.
Party.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Natural
Yeah.
Law Party.
It's a whole lot of stuff.
This is a lot of stuff. The party's Michigan chapter is still active as of 2020. So this may be like, oh yeah, this is natural law. Oh, no.
It goes into like Greek mythology for like the majority of the page after you get down a few pages. Yeah, it's interesting. But I mean, it'd be that would take a long time to study.
That sure would. Okay, I'm gonna keep an open mind about it, I guess. And just see where I mean, at least they chose a good candidate this time. Looking at their past candidates, I don't know. Nader in 2008. Okay, that's not bad. Other than that, I have no idea who any of these people are. They chose a dude in 2016. He's wearing a t-shirt. I mean, come on, put on a tie. Put on a tie. Anyways, that's interesting.
I keep getting it keeps muting again.
He's muting you too. Okay. Yeah. That's interesting.
Ralph Nader.
Ralph.
No, he had different views, but yeah, that's the muting is weird. You were mentioning earlier TikTok, like how to. I've been granted live broadcasting capabilities. I have the studio, and I've tried to figure it out. It's a whole different thing. Have you tried?
No, you have to do it from your phone or something. I've done like
you have to do it from your phone, but if you get
Yes,
granted studio capabilities, you can live studio. You can do it from your computer.
Oh, interesting.
Somehow.
I just got access to. I was up to the 10-minute videos. I have 30-minute video access now, so I can make videos, post videos that are 30 minutes. And I'm curious. I don't know if anyone's going to watch a 30-minute video on TikTok, but they haven't done that much different than other videos, so it's okay. It's
Yeah,
all
I
right.
have the. Let me see if I can. While we're
You
here,
should be able to screen share.
let me bring up the studio, like,
Okay.
and screen share it. See if you can
I'm
make heads or
curious to see.
tails of this.
Yeah, doing it from the phone.
I think it'd be
is
really
not-
beneficial for both of us to be able to broadcast on that
I think
platform too.
I wouldn't mind trying it to see what happens. Can't be any worse,
Nope,
than what YouTube
not
is
be any
doing.
worse.
But no. I've literally seen like view counts drop on my for the last 2 years. I've seen like you have like a certain view count and you go back the next day and it's like lower. It's like, how does that happen?
Right?
No, I have no idea.
It's yep.
I've given up on even caring or looking. It's just like, well, okay, we'll put it out there and spread it here, spread it there, and if the information is good, people will like it.
SSDD, folks.
There it is.
All right, allow access. Here we go. So let's see if I can present this.
Yeah, let me know. Bring up the screen share here, and I'll share.
Here you go. There we go.
There, yeah, I see you.
Well, I won't share it. That's interesting. Let's try.
Probably knows. It knows.
Let's try a different way. Oh yeah, it's just going. It's going black when I try to share it on here. They got it. They got it on lock. They got it locked down, and there it goes again.
Probably locked in.
Yeah, you can't even see it. That's crazy. Yeah, I can see it. It's on my screen. Let me try
the StreamYard thing, or if it's a.
Yeah, it's on a separate window, so I don't understand why it wouldn't share.
While you're doing that, I'm going to look up Michigan electoral points, I guess. I want to see how many points they get from Michigan. Looks like 16. 16. Okay. Michigan was a big deal, and I think it's going to be a big. Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, that's not it though. That's something else.
I can see that one.
Michigan
There's
is
a dude in the background.
Dude, that's fucking Beavis.
It looks like
What,
Beavis.
comedy break? Or if you can hear this, we'll have a comedy
Professor, you've been very outspoken about the threat AI poses.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay, cool. They connect. They're talking about AI, and suddenly they connect.
That's crazy. I wonder who wrote that.
I am genderqueer, transmasc, and queer.
What's transmasc?
Transmasc is like people under the non-binary umbrella.
Are they from Michigan,
identifying
Detroit?
or
It
presenting.
could be in Royal
as-
Oak or Ferndale.
Masculine?
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm trans and my sexuality is unlabeled. I use he/him pronouns.
Yeah, and I use he/they pronouns.
Fluid.
What?
Fluid.
Can you explain what that means to me a little bit more?
Whatever turns you on.
Pronouns.
He, her, it.
See, man, if we figure out how to use the TikTok
Good.
studio, then we could be playing this and commenting on it and having people in the chat room. And
I may have to work on that.
Yeah, some of these people are getting just paid stupid money doing this. Yeah, I've been trying to figure it out.
Keep me posted if you ever
Yeah.
figure it out.
It. I feel like honestly, it should not be a bad thing. Like I've talked to people who go with they and them.
Ask
I'm
Stephen
like,
King.
well-
It-
I love the way they use fucking the word like every sentence. It's a sign of intelligence, great intelligence.
What are your preferred
and-
pronouns? Wow.
The grammar of things.
Yeah, if you ever were confused about pronouns yet, folks, here you go.
Pronouns,
Would you wanna
a
represent
person,
yourself,
place,
like-
or thing. That's what we grew up with. That's what
Yeah.
pronoun was. A person, place, or thing. That's what I remember.
Yeah,
Or was that
anymore.
nouns? Was that nouns? Maybe
that was nouns, but
That was
yeah, that was
nouns.
nouns.
See, I don't even know.
Pronouns, yes. Well, yeah, you're going to be more screwed up than before now.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess it, because it's like
I had
you're-
enough
you're
trouble
it.
with nouns.
That's a new pronoun. It.
I am genderqueer
creepy
trans masc.
movie.
Honestly, it should not be a bad thing. Like, I've talked to people who go with they and them. I'm like, well, in the grammar of things, how would you want to?
They seem so entitled.
I mean, I guess it.
Hell yeah, fuck
They
yeah,
seem
man.
like they're just like they're entitled. They're telling you, and they're so like this is what you spend your life doing is worrying about this stuff. I'd be more worried about. I'd be more worried about a lot of other things if I were this person. That'd be the least of my concerns.
You don't cruise around TikTok very often, do you? On the
I
live?
don't. I
This
don't.
is what they're talking about. Yep, they're
No,
debating.
I don't know if
White people who wear dreadlocks are race.
What? Say that again. Oh, your mic. I wonder if I can unmute your mic when that happens. I can. Oh, can't unmute your guest.
There we go. White people who wear dreadlocks, box braids are racist. All kinds of craziness. Supremacist groups, mostly black supremacist groups.
Is it like what Facebook used to be like? Is that what?
It's totally worse, dude.
Okay.
And then everything else is like tranny streams where they're
goodness.
And they're getting paid to do nothing but sit at home and do this.
And they feel entitled to tell us.
Right.
First of all, I don't care. Why do people care about them? And then they want to act like we shouldn't care. And they're throwing it in our face and creating the conversation about this stuff. And then when we comment on it, they don't like what we say.
Yeah, that's extreme. Both sides are going to be extreme on this. There's not a lot of in the middle. So
Kennedy, I would say Kennedy would be more in the middle than any other. Well, I mean, no, because Biden's very pro, but I don't think he knows what's really going on.
Yeah, I don't think Biden knows where he is most of the time. To tell you the truth. But.
You know what's crazy is how many gays for Trump that you'll find out there secretly. You know.
Oh, for sure. And minorities. I mean, this is a fact, folks. It's
crazy.
They lie.
I knew one. My boss, my old boss, was one of those, and I was like, "What?" So it's okay if I talk.
Hey,
about
man, what's
Trump.
inside your soul? You know what I'm saying? Are you a good person or are you not? You know, that's important at this point, but fucking not to these people.
No, I guess not.
Now we're gonna learn. So the newest pronoun is it.
Because it's like you're it.
It's confusion.
Like it shouldn't be a bad name. It should just be owned.
I'm an it.
Gay. Yes. Yes, I love.
Dude, this is why I need guns.
She. I guess you could call me gay. I'm homo-flexible, really. I do like some women.
Look at how they cross how they do their
You
hands.
said homo-flexible.
Mostly men.
Male. I identify as a man. As far as sexuality is concerned,
Really? I would have thought he identified as a cheetah.
I'm kind of open. Like
I notice every one of them uses the word like. They're not able to even go through a sentence without saying the word like.
They don't seem very confident in what they're saying.
No,
they don't seem like they really believe what they're saying.
A dude in a cheetah suit. I'm sure he's got a lot of fucking insight for us, folks. Ancient wisdom.
I will forever support a child who wants to do whatever they want with their whatever.
I'm sure you would.
And I will always be there for any children who want to pursue drag, things that they are LGBT in any sort of way.
That's just look at it.
I believe it.
I bet you. Yep.
Yeah, I bet you'd
I
love
think
to
that's
be right there
amazing
next to
because
the
when they're
kid.
young and they're able to express themselves like that, they're gonna grow older and be even more like amazing human beings and
Amazing.
stigmatizing that like fear and
You're amazing. I'm amazing. Greg, you're amazing.
that hatred and that toxic
Amazing.
masculinity. And like I think
Like,
it's amazing.
dude,
and
I'm telling you, dude. Fucking, they cannot go a sentence without using the word like. It's fucking
very happy
crazy.
and proud of the younger generation.
Look at the guy behind him. The guy behind is like, what's going on?
Uncle Bozy.
Seen that chat?
Oh, I heard about this. I haven't seen the clip though. No, I heard about it.
I'm starting over you. They call him Uncle Bozy.
They called him Uncle Bozy. He was shot down. He was in the Army Air Corps before there was an Air Force. He flew single-engine plane reconnaissance flight over New Guinea.
He said he was on the Air Force before there was an Air Force?
Someone couldn't make it.
Time
He got
travel.
shot down in an area where there were a lot of cannibals in the town. They never recovered his body, but the government went back when I went down there and they checked in pounds, parts of the plane, and the like.
Yeah, really? This is our president. He was really elected. He had more votes than any president in American history.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the most popular president in the most perfect election
Should
ever.
squatters have rights?
Right. This is spooky.
AI will reach the level where it can design itself.
Is that real?
Yeah,
Design itself?
that's
Huh?
real.
That's like asking when a toaster will start making its own bread. AI is a tool.
Oh, do you mean is the image real?
by
Yeah.
humans. It can
I'm not sure.
optimize certain aspects of its operation.
I think so.
Sure, but design itself from scratch?
Everybody looks
That's
fake
a
in this,
whole
doesn't it?
different
Though it
ballgame.
doesn't even look like a real.
That's true. That guy's hair doesn't look real. This dude has like
I'm pretty
orange
sure
hair.
this is a real robot, though.
Uniquely human. So to answer your question, not anytime soon. And frankly, be careful what you wish for. An AI that can design itself is one step away.
That's some
from an
chick in the
AI that doesn't
background
need
doing the
humans at
voice.
all.
That's what I think.
Now there's a
Yeah,
thought to keep
awesome.
you up at night.
I love the way he questions shit too, dude.
Should squatters have rights?
Who has the most abortions in America?
Woman.
Black people. Is that so? Are you trying to say the termination of blacks in the womb lower crime? At some point, somebody's truth has to win.
Is that Charlie
Guess
Kirk?
what? Your truth is
Yeah.
Yeah,
your
it
truth
sounds
doesn't
like
matter. That's
Guess
still a
what?
truth
You've had
claim.
your truth in this country for the past thousands
he
of decades.
owns
Thousands
these
of
people.
Not thousands. Whatever. That's a little embarrassing. But
She didn't even know. She didn't even get a
truth
T-shirt
has
that
been the narrative
right.
of this country forever.
Hasn't
And
it?
you think
Roe
yes,
versus
the
Wade
white
just
straight
got
male truth
repealed. Abortion was legal in this country for 40 years.
Yeah, he's awesome.
and crime dropped
Thankfully illegal.
40% after it went.
on top
Yeah.
of that,
became
Oh,
Look
wait,
at
hold
them
on. You
eating
think
those
abortion lowers crime
GMO
rate?
I
popsicles.
dare you to try and stop me from going into a women's bathroom.
Okay.
I dare you to try and stop a transgender woman in my presence from using the bathroom. It will be the last mistake you ever make.
All right.
That's Lady J right there, retired military, badass chick. She's on TikTok. You follow her, I assume, right?
I have no idea who that
Oh, yeah. Make sure you follow Lady J right here. She's the fucking bomb.
This is a call to action. You need to arm up.
Here's the thing. I'm really not sure one thought this through before posting it and what exactly that sounds like. I really hope that that's the case because it's not just females that use the restroom or women. There's also children, little girls. And I frankly don't care what a person identifies as or what they are biologically, male or female. If any person makes any child feel uncomfortable in a public restroom, believe me, there is an absolute lot that I can say, and there is a lot that I can do to ensure that that child will feel safe. And so when one says something like this,
There's nothing you can do to stop me. You can try, but you'll fail.
there is absolutely something that I can say and something that I can do, because children deserve to be protected above all else. Their safety and well-being comes before anybody else's feelings.
Yeah. Is that not? Yeah. Sub to Lady J on TikTok, dude.
Y'all, I think I know what CERN was doing while this eclipse was happening. Do you see this? There is so many different videos.
Keep
and
playing this. I'm gonna go
footage
get a
of
refill
demons
here.
flying by the sun.
This is what
I'm about
TikTok
to show you
does
another
to
one
me.
in a minute. I'm gonna slow it down
Slide
down here.
off.
And then there was this one.
And I
And there's
showed
so many more.
last show I was on with Greg. I showed them tracking a similar looking thing, and we were trying to figure out if it was CGI or not. But yeah, interesting.
And if y'all really don't want to act like demons don't exist, there was a rumor that CERN was haunted after their first time powering up. And as of lately, they say they found a 4D ghost in the CERN particle accelerator. AKA, they found a demon, another entity above our
Yeah, they've been finding those for a long time, though.
For anybody saying
Catch up, bro.
rocket, you are completely fooling yourself.
Yep.
You are.
We already knew this. lesson for people. Stalin once ripped all the feathers off a live chicken as a lesson to his followers. He then set the chicken on the floor a short distance away. The chicken was bloodied and suffering immensely, yet when Stalin began to toss some bits of wheat toward the chicken, it followed him around. He said to his followers, "This is how easy it is to govern stupid people. They will follow you no matter how much pain you cause them, as long as you throw them a little worthless treat once in a while." Love that fucking quote. That was Stalin, by the way. He's somebody you want to emulate, folks.
Yeah, we all love Stalin. Look at
So
this guy.
I've
Hey.
never been a Dr. Phil fan ever. Still not, but
Have you seen the picture of Dr. Phil, Jordan Peterson, and Kennedy?
no.
Yeah, they did some type of interview or some type of show. I don't think it's out yet, but imagine a show with those three. That's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, and of course you'll have all the people who don't believe anybody's freaking legit.
Yeah, Dr. Phil has turned a corner somehow.
I believe so too, man. Have you
What
seen
about
this?
Oprah? What does Oprah think about Dr. Phil?
Yeah,
now?
I don't know. I haven't heard any. Interestingly enough, have you heard anything from her? I haven't heard anything from her in a long time. Not since that Epstein list came out.
Right?
It hasn't been around. But what he says about COVID here, man, have you heard this?
I haven't heard it.
Yeah, I turned the corner after listening to this because this is, well, you'll hear.
This COVID hit, it was pretty frenetic for everybody. In the beginning, nobody knew what was going on. And when they said, we're gonna take a time out here, we're gonna ask everybody to really stay home, withdraw, shut the door, and that's gonna slow the roll.
Dr. Phil didn't kill himself, by the way, folks.
That's going to slow this thing down. You remember that?
He's not a robot.
And then all of a sudden, a few weeks turn into months, and months turn into
He might be a robot, but he didn't kill himself.
Is he a clone?
Years. You expect there will be a plan, a readiness plan that takes into account all the collateral damage that can come from doing something like that. And then you start seeing all of these problems, and you hear people say, well, we did the best we could with what we knew. No, they did not. They knew better. And if they didn't know better, they damn well should have known better. That's what they're paid to do.
See, the only thing he didn't do is he said them and they, and he didn't mention actual names. Like we know the names he's supposed to be using. Fauci.
It's probably better
Deborah Birx.
It's probably better that he doesn't, though, because if he does lawsuits, things like that, people get it. People will make the connection.
When I stepped up in the beginning and said, this lockdown, this quarantine is going to create more problems with quality of life than that COVID is going to do in taking lives, people looked at me like I was insane. I got criticized, called a heretic.
Called a heretic.
Yeah, it sounds like they. He sounds like Kennedy, and now I see why they did a show together.
Said, well, what is he talking about? I'll tell you what I was talking about. I was talking about exactly what happened and is happening. And what's more, when you shut down the schools, the day you shut them down, you better have a plan for reopening them. I didn't see a plan for them to be reopened.
They didn't want them reopened. That's what it feels like. They want to keep it closed, keep them all closed for as long as they could, man.
Randomly muted again. You know what they did though? They graduated every single senior. Anybody was a senior that year in the country was graduated automatically.
Well, and what the kids were doing, what they were doing instead of being in school and everything, they weren't staying home. They weren't, masking up or anything like that. They were looting, they were rioting, they were partying. It was a big, big party. It was the summer of love, just getting going. It was crazy. And you had all of these people out there, and the cops didn't want to go and pull these people over. There were so many stories of the cops would not even write them tickets or anything. They would just give them warnings, or they would say, okay, you got to show up on this day. Like they don't even want to get close to these people.
Right.
Then you have
graduate an entire no matter where you were, if you were a senior, you were graduated. It didn't matter. If you were that's yeah.
I mean, I kind of feel like a lot of the schools kind of do that in anyways, just kind of get them out and move them
but
along.
this was a guaranteed. There's no muss, no fuss.
No, that's crazy. Definitely not.
I got one more for you. One of my faves here.
As a non-binary person, what do you have to tell me about my identity? Because I know for a fact I'm not confused.
Great statement. That's a statement. That's a statement. Okay. You know your identity. You're not confused. Congratulations, sweetheart. Thank you very much for your statement.
What do you have to say to the trans students on this campus who actively feel victimized by your presence here today? Additionally, you just pointed out that this man detransitioned, but earlier in your speech,
Lose some
Guys,
weight.
I want to
That's
hear her.
awesome.
Go ahead. What do I have to say? Just the question, please. No speech. What is the question?
what do you have to say to the trans students on this campus who feel actively victimized by your presence here?
Life's tough. Get a helmet, man. I'm too pregnant for this. Next question.
My question isn't specifically about anything you really said tonight, although I don't really agree with anything you said. The
Just
reason
gotta look
that
at it.
LGBTQIA plus suicide rates are so high in this country isn't just because we're part of the community. It's because there are people like you who make us feel like we don't belong. The only LGBTQ agenda we have is
Okay. Is there a question in there or a speech? You got to ask a question, buddy. I know you wrote this out in your notes, but ask the question. Let's go.
How do you think other people who, with your beliefs, respond to the fact that your hateful and harmful rhetoric costs the lives of queer children every single day, on average, every 45 seconds?
Okay, so this is just going to be a pure boogeyman. You're pretending that someone committed suicide because of Candace Owens. You've got no facts here. You're just going, it's your rhetoric that's causing all of this.
I got my balls to my butt. Oh my God, what did I do? I can't take a dump, cause now my balls are blocking up my butthole. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. Good God, I pulled too hard, now my scrotum's stretched out like a fucking yard. Oh God, I grew my balls to my butthole, baby. Oh my God.
That's what I put after that video, because that's where my head went.
That one may be stuck in my head like that other song you played for me the other night. Please don't. You're killing me. You're killing me here. Killing me softly, I think. But after that, it's like I love the way that you did that, because
I really wouldn't go on YouTube anymore unless I see you're on. Then I'll jump on.
That Candace Owen really makes you think, like it kind of agitated me, right? And then you play that, and it's like, whatever, it's all good. You muted.
Oh, wacky land the frickin' the world is right now.
It is, man. It is. And I can't believe, because they do want to blame us like it's our fault. Like if we just accept them and accept that behavior and accept that lifestyle, everything will be good. No. The reason why they are killing themselves and harming other people is because they are confused and they realize that lifestyle is wrong. The Bible shows us exactly what is right and what is wrong. And if you don't like it, your beef is with God, not us. So go after him, because going after us and wanting us to be okay with these things is never going to happen.
This is kind of I would say this is the way that Greg and I and many others feel when we see these types of things. Oh, sorry. We need this.
I don't even attempt to talk, and I just stay silent.
Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and Tucker Carlson nearly loses it when this...
Hey, Finn. Eric is continually muted by the gremlins.
Oh my goodness. Have you seen this one?
Haven't seen this one.
All right. Tucker laughs in woke guest face who wants crying closets for college kids.
Woke guest says something incredibly stupid.
Why are college students crying?
No, it's very stressful. They're learning. They're the future. These are citizens of tomorrow, and they're learning as much as they can. They're stressed as can be, so they need psychological health.
There's your
They
cry
need
closet,
this
brother, right there.
bioenergetic way to get
A little
out their
closet to go
stress. They
crying.
need 10 minutes of a good cry and a cry closet to then be prepared to take those exams from everything they've learned in those classes.
Little cry
I don't
closet.
have time for you to define bioenergetic on the show, so I'm going to let that pass. I'll
Okay.
email you later.
Thank you.
But does this suggest something maybe about the fragility of their mental health? I mean, if you're so stressed about taking some
What do you think, Greg? Oh, Greg's not even here anymore.
I'm here.
Oh, you are?
I'm here.
I thought I lost you. Yep. You want to hear more about crying closets, or should we just go back to this one?
Hey,
almost there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm out of I'm out of stuff I wanted to show you. That's about it. Crying closets.
Crazy stuff, man. Yeah, that's what I'm missing on TikTok. Okay, it's good to know.
What the fuck, dude?
Yikes! Not missing too much there, but no, Tucker's great. It's but it's I don't know, man. This world and the way that it is turning is ways that I never really thought that we would be here. Never thought that we would be in this transgender and homos and all that stuff, and then we're the bad ones.
Just wait till the next election. That's when the next huge virus variant, whatever, is going to hit.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. If we're still on this earth to see it, then that's going to be the next big thing. It's pretty much
about this. CS Finn, I just started listening a few minutes ago, but please tell me you guys talked about the middle schoolers protesting the furry.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
In Utah. No, I haven't seen that.
There's
a furry problem in Utah. Just shave it all.
I used to be just little kids playing dress up and stuff, but now it's turned into a whole different thing.
Let me look that up. What is the furry? Look up furry problem in Utah school, I guess, right?
Furries are fed up.
Furries are fed up. Let's see. Here's something. MSN. I would try to find the more local ones because they're a little more better.
This was in Utah?
Yeah, it looks like this is in Utah. Let me see what this is. If this is what you're talking about, let us know here.
Oh, I got it. You ready? I can share it if you want.
Is it this here? Response to claims about student protests over furries. Is that what it is?
That's it.
What is this? Let's see. Video middle schoolers walking out of a Nebo school district school in Payson on Wednesday quickly spread in conservative social media circles with posts claiming the students were protesting because the district was allowing student furries to terrorize other students. What are furries? You gotta explain.
Oh, you know what furries are?
I don't know. You gotta explain.
It's like animals, man. They dress up as animals. This is what furries are.
Oh, those people that. Okay. Yes, I met a group of them, and when I was at the recording studio one time, and we were taking a break from recording, and we went to like a pizza place or something like that, and there were these people that were at this furry convention or something, and I had no idea what they were talking about, and they started explaining it, and they're like really serious and really into it, and I was just kind of I don't know.
Furries.
What's the beef with furries? They said the principal wouldn't do anything because their kid is a furry. What? I'm so lost. Yeah,
I can give you a
furries.
synopsis by somebody
Okay.
who's
I'm so lost right now. And the kids are fed up because the furries are biting their ankles at school. Oh, okay. I see.
There's all kinds of crazy.
You don't think Utah could get any weirder? This happens. So yesterday at Mount Nebo Middle School, kids walked out in protest because why? Furries. Do you know what a furry is? I had to look it up, but supposedly it's when, you feel like you're connected with the animal world, so you dress up as it. And these kids were saying that these furries at this school were biting and scratching and being super distracting, and they weren't going to take it anymore. So they wanted to be down with the furries. And Mount Nebo is like, what? This isn't actually what's happening. Like, some kids like to dress up or wear like a headband with some like cat ears or something, but that's just what
70 students walked out of Mount Nebo Middle School because allegedly the administration was allowing furries to lick, bite, and bark at them at school. A petition was started that now has a goal of 1,000 signatures because they surpassed 500 for the school to just enforce the dress code.
This has got to be made up.
It's not.
It has to be made up.
wearing a mask, but the principal finally stood up and banned those stuff. They still wear them every day, and they don't get in trouble. The principal doesn't make them get in trouble.
You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, exactly. That's my thoughts right there. That's all I'm thinking. Okay, but this article says that it's they're debunking it, right? This article is debunking it or something. So they say, what did they say? So the Nebo School District spokesperson, Seth Sorensen, says that claim was false. He also said the students at the middle school are not wearing full body animal costumes to class.
But, I mean, I was just showing clips of kids, like real kids outside, like protesting this. So I don't fucking know what to make.
Let's see. But by about 4 p.m. Wednesday, Bartholomew's video and claims had been picked up and spread by libs of TikTok. Is there a libs of TikTok thing that you can play? Can you find that?
What would you like me to play?
The libs of TikTok. I'm assuming they're on TikTok.
Libs of TikTok?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Libs of TikTok an account. Oh, they're on. How? Wait a minute. They're libs of TikTok, but they're on Twitter. Come on. I'm even more confused. Play that cat thing again. Bartholomew is married. Jerry Bartholomew was running as a far-right candidate. Students claim that the furries bite them, bark at them, and pounce on them without repercussions. However, if they defend themselves in any way, they get it. Yeah, right. Parents would be up in arms if this was real. Come on. Are you kidding me? The message was sent out there. Can you go to, if you're on TikTok, can you type in libs of TikTok furries and see if anything pops up there? I'm so curious now. These are pretty, because dude, parents would be like, I mean, it is Utah, but
yeah, there's a lot that popped up.
Really? All right. You got any good ones or anything?
Yeah, I mean, this is legit kids out here freaking.
Oh wait,
I don't think they're AI.
I think I removed.
These middle schoolers are standing outside of their school protesting against furries. Okay. Take a look at this.
Ew, cucumbers! Stop it!
Dude, this is live right now on TikTok. Oh my god, I had a revelation, man. What if
that's scary?
we can go to lives though on TikTok and pause them and comment over them, and then re-upload them in little sizable chunks with us. Here's a furry though, right here. This is a furry, Greg.
I wonder what Kennedy thinks about furries.
This is a furry right here. We have a live furry.
Are you ready? I'm gonna say it. Are you ready?
I'm about to say it. I'm about to say I'm about to say it.
She's not getting
Are you
kids.
ready to say it?
Artistic lid commission finished.
Oh, come on.
Every day it's getting closer. Go.
That's what they saying.
There's an hour and a half video. I want to see the hour and a half video. Where can we find this hour and a half video of the parent? I want to hear the parents talking about this. Yeah. CS Finn, thanks for bringing this up, man. For just destroying my world here. My hope for humanity as I get on these shows and try to defend humanity, and then we see furries and stuff like that. But I did meet a few of these people, like I said, and it seemed okay, but if they're licking people and running around biting people, I find that so hard to believe. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying,
no, this is happening.
Yeah, no, I'm not. If there's facts, if there's anything out there, I'm that's it. That's what the truth is. But it's so hard to believe that they would actually be doing this. This is craziness. This takes it to a whole new. Now, this may be another Biden proof thing here, because he would love to sniff. Do they sniff? Is what I want to know, because Biden's all about sniffing, biting, licking. This is ridiculous. Eric. I need to know where this video is. Yeah, he says if I have to know this, then you have to too. Are furries voting in 2024? Because if they are, definitely want to know. I want to know more about these furries and what they're doing, who they're voting for. Eric, you may be muted again, by the way. I mean, they're okay. So the title of this is from the Salt Lake City Tribune, obviously, and it started with fact check. That's why I wanted to read it, because we know how that goes, right? So if there is a video, they're probably not going to play it unless I missed it. I see this has nothing to do with anything. So is there any one specific? The targeted students were sitting in a corner in the lunchroom eating as a group of friends when others began calling them names and throwing food at them because they were dressed differently. Oh, okay. So they're making it seem like they're bad. So I don't know. When the girls are sure able to come to school each day, learn, and this is why I'm kind of in favor of a dress code, Eric, because you wouldn't have this problem if you had a dress code or student uniforms. They wouldn't be able to do things like this. So this is great. This is so stupid. How is this going to help them get a job? They go to a job interview, and the recruiter or whoever is looking up, things about their past. The first thing they're going to look is social media, and they're going to see this person dressed up like a furry. You think they're going to want to hire them? They want to join politics and everything, and there's going to be a campaign ad that's going to show them, like Eric showed, person dressed up as a furry.
These are lives. These are what are getting attention. And let me know if my mic randomly mutes out again.
I will.
As I go through, I just go on live, and this is all we get.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Was it she, her, they, them?
Oh, there's that one. There's a decent one in the middle.
They're soft liberals.
But in the middle. Trans women are women.
Because of something
Debate
does not
me.
mean.
Debate.
I love you.
Black men who only date white women are anti-black. White women who only date black men are fetishized.
Furries have rights too.
Fetishizing.
That's
They
not
didn't-
Liz. I ain't gonna lie
They're
to you.
fetishizing, brother. Is that a word? Fetishizing? Is that what?
Who is
Don't know.
underwater? What the hell?
If furries
Sounds
can
like
be
a
a thing, anything can happen.
Like that, but
Right with Jose. With
Trans
Jose,
women are
with
women.
Jose.
Trans women don't take away from cis
In
women.
San Jose.
What's a cis woman though? That's a straight woman.
A
You gotta call
sissy.
it
I
cis.
can't do tequila.
You hear this? That's what the trans community. You're supposed to be called cis. You and me, we're
What's this?
cis.
Sissy
Oh, you
means
never heard it?
weak.
No, cis means they say cis means straight.
Cis
So we're
means
cis.
straight. Why don't they just say a straight woman?
Because well, I mean, if a trans
What's
woman
wrong
is an actual woman, why the trans before it? These are other mysteries we have to find out on TikTok.
A cis.
It's
What does that stand for? Cis.
Cis is CIS. That's what.
CIS.
Yeah,
Cis.
people who aren't
Look at that
straight
brown liquor.
demand we call ourselves cis.
But what is the
Over and over
term?
though? Look at this. Cis,
Like when Taylor did their
cis, heterosexual.
When does it say that? Heterosexual, normal, regular human
Fucking
being.
ask these people, man.
6 for one.
This is what you're not.
God
getting
is
any
evil. Look at
really-
this fucking guy, dude. God is evil.
How are we poorly designed?
Eric, if you're trying to get me to go more on TikTok,
God is evil. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Join if you disagree.
And he's got a ton of people watching too, bro.
If you
Look at the chat room.
disagree.
It's freaking. You can't keep up with it.
Oh,
God is evil. Look at me. I'm the new Jim Jones.
These people are not going to be able to get real jobs in the future.
No, they're making it. That's why I said drop that at fucking EMP. Let's fucking sort it out. All right, I don't know. I could go through here fucking a bunch, but these people are nuts.
We went way off the reservation.
God is evil, right?
God is evil. Yeah, I mean, I have a TikTok channel that just all I do. I feel like this is why I stay off of it. That's too much. That's too much for me. No, I can't.
Why? I've delved in. I've debated some of these people.
What? How do you debate them? Like, how do they let you on your live stream, or how does?
You get on for just a little while until they kick you off. You're not allowed to, you never heard any of the debates I have with these people?
No, I've heard. I've seen you play some, but I don't know how do you even do that? Like, what do you do to get? Can you get on one now?
Yeah, you just go in their live chat room and you request to jump on and they send you.
So when you're in the live chat room, then you have the option to just join the conversation, like kind of like Twitter Spaces.
Yep.
Oh, okay, interesting. All right, well, go and find one. Let's jump on right now. Let's do it.
We couldn't. We got to do it through our phone though. Can't do it on the computer. Yeah, I got the studio downloaded. I just need somebody to. I'm willing to pay somebody if they'll take like an hour just to show me how to run this studio. Because I have the opportunity to use. So do you. If you have over 1,000 subs, right, on TikTok.
Yeah,
that's all you need. I've already downloaded it. I just using it as, it's maybe I'm not libtarded enough or furry enough to know how to use it.
Yeah, you gotta be furry to
right.
We're anti-furry.
StreamYard's easy.
That's got to be a CIA thing. The furry thing has got to be another CIA created program to just get people to stay away from the real life issues and not focus on things that actually matter. And one day these people are going to look back and be like, wow, like you said, that sounds very productive. It's sad. It's sad.
It was giving completely dysfunctional, mentally ill nutballs a platform to be able to sit home all day and all night, every day. Sound familiar like some of the YouTube people, but these people on TikTok are getting paid to do it.
And that's part of the process of the whole dumbing down people, right?
It really is.
That we know the dumbing down process, and this is taking it to another level. Hey, not only is it good to be dumb, but it's good we're gonna pay you for it now. This reminds me of how football changed. We watch football. We always watch football. I remember it became a thing. This is 90s, maybe early 2000s, but had to have been 80s, 90s or so. And my grandparents would watch these Super Bowl commercials. And even at that age, I was like, this is dumb. This is stupid. And then it goes on and on and on, where now being dumb is cool. Being dumb is good. Saturday Night Live, all that stuff. It's like good to be dumb. And the more stupid you are,
fire.
the better it is, right? It's not, they don't want the intelligent, they don't want that. It's like, and there's ways to do smart comedy, but it's just all about the person acting dumb, and everything seems to work out for them because they act dumb. And that's not the way that real life works, as we both know. You act dumb and dumb things happen. You surround yourself with dummies, and you're just living in this box of dummies. And then you are the one who's trying to be the smartest of all of your dummy friends, but you're still
a big
dummy.
box of dummies.
Big box of dummies.
And those dummies have a big box of dicks.
And there may be one that's a little bigger than the other ones, but they're still in the box of dummies. And
Yep.
and
they all have a big box of dicks too.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
You know, how long are you gonna stand for? Like maybe
I was thrown off, man. I'm so tired. I had like 2 more.
You were saying you were gonna get off soon. It's been an hour and 15 minutes, and I just have to take a pee real quick. If you want to do 10, 15 more minutes.
Yeah, let me see if I can get back on track here with.
We're gonna pause right now with a big box of dummies with a big box of dicks.
While Eric goes and handles his business here. He's not going into the women's restroom, by the way. He will be in the men's room.
Oh yeah, okay. So before I do that, yeah, right. Which bathroom should I use? Oh, I'm in my own house.
I can use whatever I want.
I'll probably pee outside in the backyard because I'm not south.
Go to jail for that. No.
Anyway, I was going through. I've always wondered. I love true crime, and those type of documentaries.
Yeah,
I follow all the cases. So I was going through. I was wondering how many. And now I have to. You don't have to use code words on TikTok, but you do on YouTube. So I'm going to say Latam Anza and Handy Sook. I was going through. I typed in true crime, Latam Anza or Handy Sook, just to see what came up recently, and very little, if to none. My question is, why are these true crime channels? Why don't they ever do that one? I mean, that should be like a big one, right? Maybe it's because there's only like 4 pictures that exist of Latam Anza. Could be that, but it was interesting because I found a couple. One was a British documentary, another one was an Australian documentary within the last month, and I like going through the comments. And you go through the comments, yeah, and it's either people that are just completely stupid or people that are like, "You people are stupid," like you fell for it, and
we're the dumb ones.
Yeah, but it was interesting because wouldn't you think that would be like one of the shouldn't every true crime documentary station be doing that Handy Sook one? That's pretty big one. Biggest one I know of since 9/11.
I find it very interesting that they don't cover the school shootings that much. So it's like in and then out. And I think part of that is because at some point you get into the psychology of what would cause a person to do this. And like RFK Jr. has said many times, we need to look at these SSRIs. We need to look at the medications that these children are being put on. We need to look at what would cause a person to do this. And like he was saying, why is it only here in the USA? Why are we the only ones who has mass shootings like this? And so often, what is the common denominator? And a lot of the times you're going to find that these kids are on some type of drug. They're on some type of a medication. They have a therapist. They have a counselor or something like that. And it's difficult because once you put the kid on that stuff, there's a whole process if you ever want to get them off of it. They're very cautious. They'll tell you the first thing. Don't just go cold turkey and just take them off of this medication. It can cause really it can cause more harm, and that's a crazy scenario to find yourself in, especially as a parent. If you don't want your kids on that, even if you feel like at some point they have to be on it, it's like, what is the difference between putting them on the heroin or meth or crack? It's like once they start doing that, it's really hard to get them off of it. What would make these drugs, these pharmaceutical drugs, any different? So I love the fact that RFK Jr. has talked about that, and has he's actually litigated against this stuff and has written books about this, and is helping people who have been through that, who have seen what has happened to their children, who have suffered from these drugs, probably needlessly. But the fact that we see in a lot of these school shootings that a lot of them are on drugs, and and I'm not talking about weed or talking about, meth, crack, anything like that. They're on pharmaceutical drugs. They're popping pills, as we used to call it. So that's what makes it very, very dangerous and very, very scary. The fact that you can walk into different places and get this, and one of the first things that they'll do is they'll want to medicate you and medicate your children. And then when you have a reaction to the medication, they want to blame you. They don't blame the pills that are being popped. And you can see this with advertisers for these big media. And I think this is one of the things that turned a lot of people off from the mainstream media, is that like these hosts could not talk about that. There's a lot of things that they can talk about, but they could not go after the pharmaceutical companies. And it was like, well, why? And it was explained in detail, and it was explained articulately why they would not go after the pharmaceutical companies, because they are the ones that are the actual advertisers for these shows, for Fox News, for CNN, for all of them. So of course you can't go after them. You're going after the advertisers that are advertising, putting advertising and paying for your shows and paying for your stations. So it's crazy. It's nonsense. We see that I believe a lot of people are actually waking up to it, that know about this, and are just getting kind of fed up. And unfortunately, it's not until it happens to them or to someone that they love, someone that they know, that these things happen. Then all of a sudden, they may turn and they may start to speak out. And at that point, all of the people that they've attacked for over those years, it's hard for them to connect with those people because they've been attacking them. It's hard for them to admit, hey, I was wrong. I got this wrong, and now I want to correct that. And I don't see that happening too much. You're going to see that with RFK Jr., because there are a lot of things where they're going to start bringing up stuff that he said in the past years ago, and not recognizing that he has changed his views, and that the fact that it's okay to change your views. Once you realize that you are wrong on the border, on guns, on all these other things, on drugs, on all of this stuff. So there's nothing wrong with that. I think I'd like to see, as a Trump supporter, I'd like to see him do that more. I don't think he talks more about the stuff that he got wrong, but he's backed into this corner so much here with everything that is happening with him. He doesn't have time to really focus on, you know what? Okay, maybe I could have done this better. Maybe I could have done that better. He's too busy defending himself like someone who was backed into a corner. And then when he lashes out in response, he is the bad guy. They go after him because it's like, why are you talking like this? Why are you lashing out? Look at how you guys are treating him. Any normal person would probably lash out the same way. And their answer would be, well, let's put this person on drugs. We can medicate him. Let's silence him. Let's put him in jail. And that's what they want to do with President Trump. And it's very disgusting to see what is going on. And I love the fact that RFK Jr. has also called out these people and has recognized that these cases against Trump are not warranted. They're not right. He deserves due process, and he is innocent until proven guilty. It's sad. Welcome back. Make sure you unmute yourself.
Yeah, what do you mean?
What is this? Do you have like a CIA soundboard or something where they can like just do whatever?
I don't know, bro.
we gotta work on that soundboard you got going on.
You
there.
said Medicaid. That's interesting.
Yeah, they want to medicate. You know, some of us.
You ever hear the song Medicaid?
Mm-mm. No.
Little ditty I did. It's called Medicaid. Can you hear it?
I can hear it.
Brand new.
Oh, really? All right. Exclusive.
Wake up to a cloudy day. Doc rolls in and starts to rain. Staring at the cage like walls. Time goes by. Crushing bills. Got no job, mom pays my bills. Texting exes, get my feels. Sweating bullets, Netflix chills. World's out there singing the blues. 20 more dead on the evening news. Think to myself, really, what's the use? I'm just like you, I was born to lose. Why, oh, why can't you just fix me? When all I want's to feel numb. The medication's all gone. Why, oh, why does God hate me? When all I want's to get high. Forget the so-called life. I am so freaking bored. Nothing to do today. I guess I'll sit around and medicate. I am so freaking bored. Nothing to do today. I guess I'll
love it. Medicaid.
Can't wait to feel better than I ever will. Attack that shit like a kid I'm Benadryl. Chase it down with a hopeful smile. Hate myself like no 4 miles. They say family's all you need. Someone to trust can help you breathe. Nail that drug, but you start to choke. You follow the outs of an inside joke. Why, oh, why can't you just fix me? When all I want is feel numb. The medication's all gone. Why, oh, why does God hate me? I've seen nothing, heard nothing, felt nothing, had nothing. I am so freaking bored. Nothing to do today. I guess I'll sit around and medicate.
Medicaid.
I am so freaking bored. Nothing to do today. I guess I'll sit around and medicate. Medicate.
Medicaid. Ooh, I like it.
Superman is hero, but only his mind is clear though. He needs that fix like the rest of us, so he's got no fear when he saves that buzz. All the stars in the Hollywood Hills, Snapchat live when they pop them pills. All those flavors of the rainbow, too bad that shit don't work though. Your friends are high right now, your parents are high right now, that hot chick's high right now, that cop is high right now, the president's high right now, your priest is high right now, everyone's high as fuck right now, no one's ever coming down. I am so freaking bored, nothing to do today. Yes, I'll sit around and medicate. I guess I'll sit around on TikTok and medicate.
Today, I guess I'll sit around and medicate. I love it. That's awesome, man. That's good stuff. When did you write that? When did you do that?
I didn't write that's somebody else wrote that.
That's good. That's good stuff.
That was the instrumentals. I just did the vocals over it.
Love it.
Double, tripled them. You
karaoke style. No, that's good stuff, man. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I'd love to take credit for that.
Harry Spitfire Wilkinson. Medicate. Nice.
Because when I was coming back down the stairs, I heard you say Medicaid. I was like, oh, really? I just messed around.
Yeah, this we're in a medication nation, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's
not us.
It's too much, man. It's too much, and they don't want to.
I'm not part of that nation. Are you?
No, Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I only take medication for recreational purposes. Just kidding.
This is my medication here. If that's medication, okay. Yeah, I guess. You caught me.
Even that was illegal at one point during Prohibition.
That's right. That's right. That was a big deal. It's a big deal, a big scam. But then we look at what is legal now, and all of these
It's a big
pharmaceutical
deal.
drugs. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. It's a new world order.
It sure is.
Isn't that what Bush said? Didn't he say it is a big deal?
Mm-hmm.
A new world order.
Yep. That was a very interesting speech there by George W. Bush Sr. The New World Order. And then, it took off, and it's like, oh, there's no New World Order. And then all of a sudden, Hollywood Hulk Hogan comes along, and the wrestling faction, the New World Order, brings it right back to the forefront under the guise of Ted Turner, CNN, all that stuff. Some crazy times there. Crazy times that we've lived through before the digital era. Before the digital era is a pretty crazy time that they want to act like they want to send it down the memory hole, act like these things didn't happen, and it's very
Down the
crazy.
furry hole.
Down the furry hole. It's all about now. It's all about you, like Tupac said. It's all about you. It's a very self-centered thing.
Isn't that what
All this
LaVeyan
stuff.
Satanism was originally? It was all about the self. LaVeyan
All about the
Satan.
self. Yeah. It's about you are God. There is no God.
You are your own God.
You are your own God, and you don't recognize. It's not about this higher power or anything. And of course, if you have no higher power, if you don't have Jesus Christ, of course you're going to feel lonely. Of course you're going to seek out furries and seek out all this weird stuff, because why not? If there's no God, if there's no Jesus Christ, you have nothing in your life. You're pretty much dead. You're a dead man walking, a dead person walking. You are a living
an atheist,
zombie.
if you will. That's what that would be the definition of an atheist. That nothing from nothing comes nothing.
Yeah, it's all the same thing.
I mean, everything that dies goes into the soil and recreates life. That's the life cycle. Period.
Yep.
Even manure, poop creates life. I mean, it's a life cycle, depending on how you look at it. But to think that nothing from nothing, there's not a higher power or some sort of higher being, higher. Again, we can go into the whole universe, to think that we're the only form of intelligent life in the universe. And then you have people that break it down to the point where we're the only thing in the universe, and there's a big dome over us, and everything's fake, and we're flat. It's flat Earth. There's a dome, and that's all there is. Everything else it's all happening like just right in here. I mean, that level of thinking is it blows my mind.
Yeah, it does, because you look out and you can see the stars, you see the moon, you see the sun every day, even though you can't look directly into it. Think about that. Why can't we look directly into the sun here? You look out, you see these planets, you see all these other things out there, and I think God is kind of telling us, like, it's not just about you. You're not the only thing out there. This isn't the only thing. You walk across countries, you visit other states, and you see the creations of God. You see these beautiful mountains. You see these beautiful things that God has created and that we take for granted just because of our daily life. And how they try in this digital world now, it's completely different, because the radiation, we're being hit with so much radiation. It is really hard to fathom. Like I said, I worked in radio briefly, and just understanding how radio waves work and how they would have these tires way up high. There were regulations. There were things, they had FM rules. They had, there were certain rules because of the radiation from those towers. And we're just told that there's no harm in these 5G towers. There's no harm in the Wi-Fi towers, because we want Wi-Fi. Hardwired is definitely better. It's not only a better connection, but it's better for us. But we are living in this world where it's all wireless, and the radiation that we are being hit with is just like the whole pharmaceutical drugs. That they'll never blame the pharmaceutical drugs for suicides, even though it's on their labels. It may cause this, it may cause that. They will never get blamed for it. They cannot be sued, which RFK Jr. is going to take them to task on.
Oh,
if they win.
they can't be sued. In addition to vaccine
now.
companies can't be sued either.
Same thing right
Same
now.
thing.
Yes. That's why they are scared of a guy like RFK Jr. because he's going to change those things. He's going to make them accountable so that, hey, if you guys think this is really safe, stand by what you say. Because if you or I created something and it ended up killing somebody, we would be liable. Why aren't these pharmaceutical companies and these vaccine companies? They should be liable too, right? There's no reason why they shouldn't be any less liable than we are. We could be liable. Sometimes they will say that we're liable for saying something that may cause somebody to shoot themselves. We're liable for that. But these companies who create these drugs, these manufactured drugs that are not natural, that can, change a person's views, change their thoughts, change their bodies. They can make a man have tits. They can make a man start to look like a woman, make a woman start to look like a man, but they're not liable if that person realizes, I don't want to be like this.
This all goes back to AJ, Alex Jones, talking about they're making the frogs gay because what they're putting in the water. It really does. I mean, on a smaller level.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, and the suicidal shrimp will always be the best one for me. It's just so fun. Suicidal shrimp.
CS Finn in the chat room, and everyone said you conspiracy theorists. There's no such thing as. Meanwhile, we're yelling. He literally said it. I know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is, right there.
Yeah, they say it, but there's no liability for them yet. But all that's coming because at some point, things are going to change. I don't think we're in the end times. I do believe we're
in the end game. I believe maybe would you agree 30 year right now? It's 20 to 30 years, or do you think it's gonna be longer than that?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be
longer. You're a severe optimist, man. I thought I was. But you
I think hundreds, maybe 1,000 years.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. At least a couple hundred years to go. But yeah. I think the tide is
well, it's just gonna be fully merged with machines at that point, and then when the full merger happens.
I don't think so. I don't think there'll ever be any any
merger. It's gonna take that long. Certainly, we'll be there.
Now, furries may merger with the robots first, and then that may show people. Wait a minute. I don't want to merge with them. If the furries are merging with them here, we're not gonna fall for that. I don't think so.
Well, those of you who figured it out, you're going to merge with machines and become. That's my plan. I'm going to merge with machines to become a god. So I don't give a fuck what happens.
Oh, okay.
I'm a god. Yeah, isn't that what? Who was that guy who said that? That crazy scientist. He was going to merge with machines and become a god. If you try to stop me,
who is
there'll
that?
be war. I forgot who that guy was. He was nutballs.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Ray Kurzweil. That Ray Kurzweil. It just.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing how that shit just pops. Yeah, Ray Kurzweil said. So I mean I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm going to take that. Fuck my creator. I'm just going to merge with machines, become a god.
The machine, you just pour some water on them and they'll
merge with machines, become a god.
The machines can't survive.
There's movies out there about this.
Yeah, but I mean, how do they survive off of batteries? They need batteries. They need some type of thing. Just
AI machines don't need batteries.
They don't need batteries.
No,
they don't need batteries. How did they? What's their source? What's their?
I cannot give away all the secrets of how I'm going to merge with the machine and become a god, but there's more to it than that.
All right.
It's Tesla type stuff. Top secret.
No,
I can't. Right. I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
You have to. Yeah, secret. It's secret.
We're on YouTube, right? Because if I was on TikTok, I would have to say I could tell you, but I have to unalive you.
I have to unalive you.
because you're a YT person, even though you're freaking Mexican.
Right. Right. Makes sense.
You ain't. There's
Oh, you're muted.
tons of people watching them arguing about who's blacker. Like the light skinned black folk aren't black enough to be black, and it just.
You're muted again. You're muted again. Can't.
Hello, check one, check two.
Yep.
Dude, it just keeps randomly muting. Your hands in the air like I'm on a roller coaster. Hey, I say you're not dark enough to be a minority.
Why would you want to be
yeah, dude, these people are insane, man. Just fucking batshit crazy. Reparations.
Reparations.
Here's your reparation. You can reparate these nuts. That's where you. I mean, I had nothing to do with that. Greg had nothing to do with that.
No,
I've heard, go get a job. How about that?
Yeah, how about work for a living?
Reparate yourself with that. Here's an interesting subject. So trans folk out there, women that are transitioning to men, if there is a draft reinstated, would the trans men have to enlist? How would that work out?
They wouldn't qualify.
Interesting.
They wouldn't qualify.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I would think we want to put them on the front lines. they're the ones that take the bombs before they're. I mean,
no, they wouldn't.
Have they thought about this though? Because that's a possibility.
It would be a mental health issue where a person is not mentally fit to serve.
Now herein lies the thing. So the DSM-5, longstanding psychology, has said that it's not a mental illness anymore. So that wouldn't come into play.
They wouldn't pass
gender dysphoria. You've heard of gender
pass a mental.
What it's called when you don't believe you're born in the right body or whatever is called gender dysphoria, and it is recently, oddly enough, with this whole transgender push, it has recently been changed from a mental illness to not a mental illness in the DSM-5.
Yeah, well, put them on the front lines, and you'll.
But I mean, isn't that interesting? Like, why after like 40 years, gender dysmorphia?
Well, because Biden
was classified, but only recently it's been changed. Science.
Yeah, Biden is.
You know why? Because science.
Because science.
Because science.
Well, when you have Biden, who is letting our military service, letting men dress in skirts, you can clearly see when they have gays at the White House that are showing their tops, when they have tried to erase the resurrection of Jesus Christ and replace it with something else. You can clearly see what is going on here. And I don't really blame Biden too much. If Biden says he's a Catholic, that's one thing. If he would have said that he's a believer in Jesus Christ and has done all this, I would be, shocked. And I would, but
he's a believer in Moloch.
he's in ice cream.
Goes up at Bohemian Grove every year, worshiping that friggin' owl statue. For fuck's sakes.
C.S. Finn says they're trying to classify it as a disability.
Well, yeah, that's my thing. They want to be men so bad. They want access to like men's space. They want to play in men's sports and beat up women to the point where they kill them. Then certainly, if there's a draft instated, they should be part of that too. Now, watch. If the draft is instated, watch as they all claim, as you just showed from the person in the chat.
Yeah.
As they claim disability and they can't go. Yeah, they're trying exactly to see us spin so that I want to be a man, but not that much of a man.
There's not going to be a draft. There ain't going to be no
well, there could be. It depends. Depends how urgent it gets. Depends who's in office.
There will never be a draft. There's no way that they're going to get, especially with these TikTok.
Yeah, remember when there was a draft? Do you remember when that happened though? There was a draft. Remember the Vietnam War when there was a draft?
Yeah, but that's pre.
Do you think people
digital era?
previous
It's
to that
not-
thought there was going to be a draft? They were saying the same thing. There's not going to be a draft.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I never say never with these nutballs in office right now.
I can't imagine ever doing a draft.
I mean, when Satan rules the world, as we know that Satan is the ruler of this world, fuck, man. I freaking, you don't know what these people are going to do.
Well, at that point, there won't need to be a draft. At that point, it'll just be Satan and the people that want to follow him, and everything we see with these gays and these transhumanists. That's exactly what Satan is gay, is a transhumanist, is all of that stuff. Everything that we see where these people can't even recognize that there are men and there are women, that is what Satan loves, because he's not a man, he's not a woman. He wasn't created.
How about the fact that the gay and straight people were coexisting just fine up until the last year or so, and then trans all of a sudden hit, and everything. I mean, most of the gay and bi community can't stand fucking the trans community. So you have people that are supposed to be on the same side arguing with each other. Well played, New World Order. Well played.
Well, it's like that clip that you played, and they like interviewed all the people, and they all had a different answer. They all identified as something else. They didn't identify as just
divide, subdivide, and divide some more.
Right. So it'll get to the point where they'll turn around one day and be like completely lost, and that's when they will turn to Jesus Christ. That's what I'm hoping. At that point, once they've lost everything, and once they've tried everything else, there'll be nothing left but to try Jesus Christ. Maybe that's it, and at that point, they may look at people like me and say, well, this guy bashed gays. He bashed these people first.
I never heard you bash anyone.
Yeah.
I never heard you bash.
They will say that. Whereas all that I'm saying is what is right and what is wrong. If I see somebody getting beat up or something like that, I'm not going to ask if they're gay or if they're straight or anything. I'm going to try to help.
Well, let's put it this way. If the entire population became gay or lesbian, then the entire population would cease to exist shortly after, because there would be no procreating. There would be no babies being made. It'd be over. That's part of the plan, folks.
It's a natural thing for a man to want a woman. These are natural instincts that we were.
Except for Greg, I've seen the way you look at me sometimes, big boy.
Well, that's another conspiracy rabbit hole there. I'm sure, but otherwise, right? It's it's so crazy to even think about what is going to come here, but we can see that what the Bible tells us.
Talk about conflating man and woman. Then you go to gay and bi. Then you go to trans. Now you go to I'm a furry. I'm an animal. Like, and I mean, some animals. I mean, freaking, they don't even. Some animals don't have to procreate. They just freaking.
When I think of furries, I think
others, like a black widow, will kill their fucking mate exactly right after they procreate.
You're muted again. Did you ever play? Yeah, you're muted. You're still muted.
Yep, they'll eat their, like pigs. They'll eat their own if they're hungry. Mm-hmm. Seals, another one. Those cute seals, they'll eat their own if they're hungry. But yep. So the furries. NWO again. I never being dumb. I accuse the people they're trying to play of being dumb.
Some of these furries kind of look like Super Mario 3. I don't know if you ever played the Super Mario games.
Yeah.
Super Mario 1 was awesome. Obviously Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers 1 was great.
Who was
Super
the
Mario
big guy
Brothers
that came
2.
in? The big guy with the big guy with the hammer.
With the hammer?
Yeah, he's like a big turtle.
Koopa? King
Koopa, yes.
Yeah, but see, Super Mario 3 kind of felt like it was never gonna happen, because Super Mario 2 was so popular, And then there was a movie with Fred Savage called The Wizard, and it showed it was like a preview for Super Mario 3. And Super Mario 3, if you look at that, he's got the furry tail, he's got the furry ears and everything. It's like even Super Mario, they were trying to make him a transgender or whatever this furry thing is. They can't just leave it alone. They couldn't do it with Luke Skywalker. They couldn't just leave. You have a good thing here, just leave it alone, don't mess with it. And they just cannot do it. They
Put
want
that
to
you put that whatever you just had up there from CS Finn back up real quick. Yeah, that's
this one.
Yeah, yep. And they're starting to push back against the maps. I think that's always been the ultimate goal. The children, yes, because you get to the children. I mean, you get right to when they're born, and when they're youngsters, man, you can change. That's the whole new generation coming up. It's completely messed up.
What do you mean by maps?
Minor attracted persons. I believe that's what.
Oh, geez. See, I'm so out of this stuff. Okay. And they're starting to push back. Oh, okay. 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 I see what you're saying. Yeah. Always been. Yeah. The children. Yep. We remember the Obama thing, and they showed those videos with the children doing the kicks and doing the punches and all the stuff, and the Obama kids, and the Hitler had the same thing, the whole
Big
Hitler
Mike
youth and everything, it was always I'm not
Obama
sold,
thing with Big Mike.
I'm not sold on the Big Mike thing.
I am. I'm 100% sold on it now. 100%.
I'm just not. I don't know.
There, if you can show me any picture, I would think that you'd be semi-sold on it.
I'm not.
Considering there's absolutely zero pictures of Michelle Obama ever being pregnant.
Well, the fact
that
this
is a 9-month period of time where a high-level person like Obama, he was still high, he wasn't president, but he was working his way up in the government. There's not one picture of her pregnant. If anybody can present one come on, Greg, man, think about that. There's not one picture of her in a 9-month period being pregnant or having birth, for that matter.
You're not going to find one of
you cannot find one.
My wife either being pregnant either.
Not one.
I mean, no. Was
she in the public spotlight like Obama?
No, definitely not. Thank
not
God.
one. No. Yep, that's what put me over the edge for that.
Actually, her mom probably did post something to social media at some point.
Right, I'm convinced now at this point. That's why. That's what took me over the edge.
I mean, that's circumstantial evidence. It's not
9 months or nothing, no pictures of her being pregnant, nothing with the birth, nothing. No babies, no pictures of the babies like months after they were birthed, nothing. Nope.
Well, if they're high profile, they want to keep.
Bro, I know. I know you'll do your homework, and
I don't know. I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing it. I don't know. And I've done zero research on it too.
I mean, we're not talking about all the pictures of her with bulges in her freaking skirt and that type of stuff.
Which may be
her big ass Adam's apple and her big ass man hands. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about stuff that we can actually look into, that there's no pictures of her being pregnant.
I think
zero.
I think I mean, for her, the only things that really frustrated me, where I realized this person doesn't care about this country, is when there was that one video of everybody putting their arm over their hand, putting their hand over their chest, and she said something like, "All this for a damn flag." I mean, that was a big deal to me. That's something that stands out. I think that's something that is proven to show this person doesn't really care about this country. It's not about this country for that person. And a person like that, people who think that all white people are bad, that the USA is bad and should be taken down. The New World Order uses those people. They want those people. They're recruiting those people. They may have even groomed those people because that is what they want. Their goal is to take down the greatest country ever created on God's green earth, the United States. And they can use those people who feel like they've been wrong. And again, it's all about them. It's all about them. The USA didn't care about me. We were slaves. My people were slaves, et cetera, et cetera. Not looking at the bigger issue, not looking at it all throughout the hundreds of years and all the great things that Black people have done within this realm, within this slavery realm, to overcome that. We're not respecting that. We're not looking at that. We're not going beyond that to say these people, this is, they don't want that. Do you really think that the people who stood up for civil rights, the good people, do you really think that they want you to be out there burning streets, killing people, when that is what was happening to them? Do you really think they want the same thing done that was happening to them? They want you to go out there and do that when they've expressed that that is not what they want, that they want.
And going back to Big Mike.
Going back to Big Mike, yeah.
Well, just because what you were talking about leading up to that,
Mike,
and the fact that it's possible that we had a president that had a freaking transgender wife, and people didn't even recognize it. You talk about.
Oh, you muted. You did. Still muted.
Wow, that is so crazy. Anyway, you were talking about this land, the United States is great country,
greatest country ever in God's
and what brought down some of the greatest empires, like the Roman Empire. What brought them down? Dudes becoming more feminine.
Yeah,
and the barbarians just smashed the gates down and freaking destroyed those feminine dudes.
Yeah,
that same deal though is what's happening right here. We're witnessing it in real time, right now. It's going on.
Yep. And
just like Big Mike.
Yeah, and you probably had factions even way back then that wanted, that didn't want that were fighting that and lost that battle. And like again, the Bible tells you exactly how this world is temporary.
See us spin those linebacker shoulders, 60,000 hot dog party for Obama. So I think because you've seen it too. Because I mean, I looked into it. I'm not just going to blindly say that somebody's something they're not. I'm convinced now, 100%.
When they say hot dog,
we won't even talk about the pictures of her and another dude named Mike who looked just like Michelle, who they used to party with in college. Those pictures exist too. Could they have been photoshopped? Sure, but it sure does look like it. Yep.
It seems strange because it's like, well, these people come out and they talk about them and then they disappear. We're led to believe that they disappeared because they were off. They were
like who?
There were a few people that came out and talked about this. We could
Where's Oprah?
Yeah, well, look at Joan Rivers, right? I think that was.
Oh, you mean people getting offed?
That was a credible one. She was a credible one.
Yeah,
but she may have just been fed lines too, to go back to, she may have been told things, but it seems like some of the people who are coming out and speaking out against this, it's either, they were offed, they were silenced, or they were part of this to trick people. They actually wanted to create this scenario that Barack Obama was not born here, so that way later on it can be proven that he was, to make the conspiracy theorists look crazy. There's that theory there too. And so when we talk about these wild conspiracy
look
theories,
what we've been through, you and I, and what we've tried to expose, and what's happened on YouTube with us.
Yeah,
I mean, look how it would be nothing for myself to get on and have hundreds, thousands of people in the chat room and hundreds of thousands of views. Now, you say that they won't even let us get to that point. We can talk about it now.
Yeah, we're not threatened.
But if we start gaining viewers, it starts gaining momentum. Boom, we're gonna get nuked immediately. It's the way it is. Yes, she said we have our first trans couple in the White House right now. Yes, and that's been another thing that's been talked about, is that the surprise candidate that's going to jump in is Big Mike, and they're gonna but the United States ain't gonna have it yet. They're only like the trans community is like 0.002 of the community, so it's not big enough to do that and introduce that yet.
No, they're just
In time
pushing
though.
it. They're pushing it. They want to understand where we stand. That's what the whole registers are. The whole thing about documenting all of us, why there's files on all of us and everything, because they want to understand where we stand now, where our children will stand, and when the time is right, yes, that will happen. The devil doesn't need a digital program for that. The devil knows exactly
Devil
what is in
knows.
our hearts and what is in our minds too. This is second to God here that we're talking about. That's the enemy that we're really facing. So when I look at those trans people that you were playing, my heart goes out to them. We don't want to hurt them. We don't want to take them out or anything. We want to help them. We want to bring them to Jesus Christ. That's what I'm working on. And I can't do that by placating to them. I can't do that by acting like that I'm okay with what they're doing. I'm not okay with it. If I act like I'm okay with it, I'm not helping them. I'm helping the devil. The devil wants me to do that, where God and Jesus Christ say you cannot do that. You still love them because they are people. You don't want to hurt them, because if you hurt them, you're hurting Jesus. So it's a bigger issue, and I just wish we had more conversations like that. And that's these are tough conversations, and the more people that we know that are committing suicide because they thought they were girls who thought they were boys who thought they were girls, the more that this happens, I believe it's going to wake people up. And that's why I don't think we're at those end days. I think we're at a turning point here, really. We're going to see some very strong Christians come up and rise up. Not Alex Jones, but real Christians who are going to come out and, it's going to happen in your backyard in a conversation that we never hear about. It's going to happen in certain places on streams like this that 20, 30 people 2 years from now will go back and watch. It's going to happen in that way. It's not going to happen on these big mainstream platforms. It's just not. They're going to be there because the same people that we talk to about this stuff, they're going to go to those big platforms and they're going to gravitate towards the same people that are talking about this stuff. Tucker Carlson, Kirk Cameron is going to be a big one. Kirk Cameron is not done. People should not sleep on Kirk Cameron and what he is doing, what he's going. He's going to do some very big things here. And just a lot of different people that a lot of people are not going to hear, we'll never hear of. There's just too many of them. But these people that are on the TikTok and just living in that furry world and in these little groups and everything, it's gonna be the one that gets tired of that, the one that says, you know what, I got to take a break from this, or the one that gets
living in the furry world.
I'm glad you introduced me to this furry thing, because I had blocked it out from. I mean, this was literally because I haven't been in the recording studio at least since 2019, so this had to have been in 2017. And there was a furry convention that was happening, and my producer, he loves to talk to people. He'll just go and just want to talk to everybody. So he was talking to these people that were sitting next to us, and they were telling us about this furry convention. And I don't even know if they were dressed up. They may have been like semi-dressed up or something in the furry thing. But it just always reminds me of Super Mario 3. And if you've never played Super Mario 3, go and look that up and you'll see what I'm talking about. Where he's got the tail that spins around. And in the new Super Mario movie, there's actually a cut scene. There's one or two scenes where he goes into Super Mario 3 mode. So when I think of furries, I'm always going to think of Super Mario 3 now. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Just what I wanted.
Not intended that way. I'm gonna go merge with machines and become God.
All right. Let's do it.
I got a new one to take us out with if you want to check it out.
Let's do it.
It's called Collateral Damage. Just came up with it last night. We'll see.
All right.
Welcome to the resistance.
Another update from Jeff Hayes. There are about 900 drone unmanned airplanes flying over the U.S. at the beginning of 2013, and the number is projected to skyrocket to 30,000 within 10 years. Yep. Why so many drones over the U.S.? It's part of the Homeland Security Police state they're implementing. And they are already equipped with facial recognition software, equipped to assassinate the most patriotic dissenters in the future, you think? That's what they're doing right now all over the world, in third world nations like Afghanistan, Iraq, and others. They're going to go ahead and assassinate those dastardly terrorists. And any men, women, or child who happen to be in the immediate vicinity too, called collateral damage. This is literally happening right now in the U.S. Down from above. It's going to be a way to excuse and quickly bring in this tyrannical behavior. They're going to call it martial law. Shelter in place. There are many different scenarios laid out in the FEMA guidelines that allows the federal government to declare martial law and suspend the Constitution, period. You remember that you Q-tards who actually thought that was truth? Yeah, they talked about this. But I digressed. It'll be accomplished with one of many different false flag scenarios that we already know are in the works. Above and beyond COVID-19, due to vigilant people researching these kinds of things. Remember, false flag is an orchestrated event to get the people to capitulate to what the great plan needs to advance, but otherwise it wouldn't go along with. An orchestrated event like the coming economic collapse. It was actually made public in the mainstream media recently. Homeland Security had purchased 2 billion rounds of 9mm and 40-point caliber hollow point bullets, specifically to arm their employees with, and also distribute to other federal agencies across the country. Hollow point bullets are made to do only one thing: inflict maximum tissue damage to the human, in hopes of a single shot being a kill shot. Now, why would they do this? Is something going to happen that the feds know about that hasn't put out in mainstream media or alert to the public? They wouldn't keep us in the dark now, would they? You already know the answer to the question. It's rhetorical. 2 billion bullets, 6 rounds into every man, woman, and child in the United States of America. What in the hell are they planning on doing with all this ammo? Except to use it soon. We already know the economic crash is coming, the likes of which we've never seen before. The dollar is currently the reserve currency of the world. But it won't be in the future. Put my life on it. That means disaster like we've never seen for the citizens of the United States of America. As the derivatives pyramid come crashing down, the Federal Reserve begin to print more money en masse to try to contain the fire, as they're doing right now, bailouts. Welcome to socialism. Here's the problem, though. It'll never work. Hyperinflation will ensue. exactly why you're unable to just raise the minimum wage without raising the price of everything else. The dollar is going to crash, and it's going to happen within the next 6 months. And when the dollar becomes worthless, and if you have your wealth in the form of United States dollars, you're going to be financially ruined. The economic conditions that gave rise to the bankers, to the Zionists, they're coming again, times a million. And the reason the crash happened will be blamed on the Federal Reserve and other central banks. The Federal Reserve and the rest of the individual nations' central banks will implode or just simply go away. This will pave the way for the introduction of the ultimate one world bank. And of course, owned by Illuminati families. What you gonna do when the
Well, the Democrats don't want to do debates. I know Marianne Williamson and RFK Jr. want to debate. What do you think about that?
Well, I understand why he doesn't want to do it. I mean, I truly understand why he doesn't want to do it. But they are, there's a big difference. Although, in the case of RFK, I've seen polls where he's at 20%. That's not bad. But I understand why he doesn't want to do that. Look, when you're running for office and you have, in his case, let's say he has a 30 or 40 point lead, why would he do it? Now, people are going to say, well, he can't do it. I actually think he can't do it, if you want to know the truth. I don't think he's capable of doing it. But why would he do it? Especially because of that. Why would he do it? If he's got a 30 or 40 point lead, which is what he's got, I mean, I don't think RFK expects that he's going to be debating. He's a very smart guy, by the way. I don't think he expects to be debating Biden.
You've spent time with him, RFK. Tell me about him. Is he a formidable competitor?
He's a very smart person. Yeah, I know a lot of the members of that family, and he's a very smart guy. And he's hit a little bit of a nerve. I think he really has. And a lot of Democrats I know want to vote for him. But again, if he's at 20% and if Biden has a big lead, number one, Biden can't debate him because he's not capable. And number two, why would he debate him? For that reason, but also, why would he debate him if he's probably got it locked up? I don't see RFK Jr., I don't see him getting the nomination under any circumstances.
How do you feel about potentially running alongside Donald Trump?
I want to run against Trump, and I can run against Trump better than anybody else can.
Do you think you could win?
I know I can win because I can hold it, because I get, I get many of the same supporters. I will take support from President Trump. No other Democrat can do that. My supporters are probably equally Republican and Democrat at this point. And I get more independent voters than anybody. And I can confront President Trump with the lockdowns, which no Democrat can. Lockdowns, he closed 3.3 million businesses. He closed 41% of the Black-owned businesses in our country would never reopen again. This is a war on the poor. It was a war on minorities. It was the destruction of the middle class.
Bobby Kennedy, he's a Democrat from the first family, they used to call it, and he's taking almost as much heat as you are from fake news. What would you tell Bobby Kennedy?
Just hang in. I mean, they go after. He's been very nice to me. I've actually had a very nice relationship with him over the years. He's a very smart guy and a good guy. He said Trump's the greatest debater, and you can't just not debating going against Trump. I was very honored by the fact that he said that. I'm glad he feels that. But he's a very good man, and his heart is in the right place, and he's doing really well. I suppose he's at 22. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Doing very well.
So have you talked to him lately?
No, I haven't. I would, but I haven't. Okay. There's a lot of things. He's a common sense guy, and so am I. So whether you're conservative or liberal, common sense is common sense. And a lot of what I run on is common sense. We need a wall. and we built most of it, but they didn't want to finish up the extra area. I wanted to do more after we got it built. I wanted to do more. But without that, we had the best numbers in the border, as you know, because you've said it many times. We had the best numbers in history.
Yeah.
And now we have the worst numbers, I think, of any country ever in the world. Okay.
Well,
no country would allow this.
Mr. President, I know you got to run, so we welcome you back to New Hampshire and New England tomorrow, and look forward to seeing you again. And and you're welcome on the show anytime you want.
And people have said to me, "Why don't you run as an independent? Why don't you?" And I say, because I'm a Democrat. This is who I am. This is my identity. But I want my party back. I want my party to be the party that I grew up in, the party of John Kennedy, the party of Robert Kennedy, the party of FDR and Harry Truman.
You say that you're a Democrat, but you're getting a lot of support from a lot of leading voices on the right, like Steve Bannon, Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones, former President Donald Trump. Many Democrats fear that you're a spoiler in the race, that you will damage President Biden in the primary and grease the skids for former President Trump to return to the Oval Office. This week, former President Trump said about you, Kennedy is smart and he's a common sense guy. What kind of man do you think Donald Trump is?
Well, here's what I'm not going to do in this race. I'm not going to attack other people personally. I don't think it's good for our country. And I think, what I'm trying to do in this race is bring people together, is to try to bridge the divide between Americans. My father was able to harness these populist energies. In the last day of his life, he won the most rural state in this country, South Dakota, and the most urban. He was able to bridge the divide among people who would otherwise be Republican, but wanted somebody who was common sense, who was able to appeal to their idealism, who was able to find the hero in each of them, who was able to get them to transcend narrow self-interest and see themselves as part of a community and part of this, incredible American adventure in modeling self-governance for the rest of the world. And so I'm proud that President Trump likes me, even though I don't agree with him on most of his issues. Because I don't want to alienate people. I want to bring people together. I'm proud that all these people like me and that I have independent supporters and Democratic supporters and that I'm able to bring a lot of people. Every Democrat says, I want to end the polarization. But how do you do that without talking to people who don't agree with you? How do you do that without appealing to people? My purpose is to find the issues, the values that we have in common, rather than, focus on the issues and the personalities that keep us all apart.
As a lifelong Democrat, as you just said very passionately, will you pledge to support whoever the Democratic nominee is, whoever it is, whether it's you, whether it's President Biden?
Oh, of course I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. No, of course I'm not.
So
Listen,
if you don't get the nomination, you won't support President Biden?
I don't know what I'll do. Let's see let's see what happens in this campaign. Let's see, if people are living up to democratic values and having debates and having discussions and, talking to each other, but I'm not going to buy.
If you feel that's not happening, would you then support a Republican or run as an independent?
You know what? My plan is to win this election, and I don't have a plan B.
Okay.
You're a lifelong Democrat, and